Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. We were pleasantly surprised when our friends over at Konami recently released Castlevania Requiem, exclusively on the PS4.
This collection bundles together arguably two of the best games in the series, Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood.
In today's episode, we're going to take a deep look into this collection and let you know, is it worth it? What are we drinking today?
They're drinking a new beer from one of my favorite breweries of all time. Today we're drinking Fire, Skulls, and Money by Toppling Goliath.
Alright, we're going to jump right into this thing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and stay tuned for this episode of Gaming Off the Grid. Alright, here we go. Castlevania Requiem. What is this all about?
Oh, it packs two amazing all-time classic games into one bundle, and it's only $19.99. But sadly, there's no physical release. It's only available on the PlayStation stores.
Yeah, so add this to the long list of PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, this has been the year of PlayStation exclusives, and if you don't have a PlayStation and you're an Xbox guy, I think you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, it's such a great system, and it's honestly one of our favorite systems to collect for right now. But back into this collection, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Rondo of Blood, packed onto this collection. You mentioned that in the intro. It appears, though, that these are the newer versions, if you will, that were on the Dracula X Chronicles.
Yes. They have new scripts and the voice acting's different, and if you're a Castlevania purist, it might rub you the wrong way because it's not the original game, but you know what we say to that? Shut up!
Yeah, exactly, like, just play the goddamn game. I've heard that about the Dracula X collection, and you know, whatever. The game is the game. It still plays very well.
And they're both phenomenal games. At least for me, that doesn't matter.
I think, you know, whatever. They're amazing, and it's probably one of the easier ways to get your hands on Rondo of Blood. It's worth noting, this is not a direct port of the Dracula X Chronicles. If anybody's played that on the PSP, basically reworked Rondo of Blood into its own release, and then you had to unlock the other versions of the game. And, like, finding Symphony of the Night was not easy.
No,
like, it was, like, hidden in this, like, upper area.
Yeah, it's really hard to find, but on this collection, no unlocking necessary. You can just get in and play both of them. Super easy.
So what else about this collection? Is there anything else worth noting?
I mean, not really. It's just straight and simple, to the point. It's all killer, no filler.
Yeah, it's nothing like, you know, if you're thinking like, oh, this is like kind of one of the Mega Man collections or something, there's no gallery, there's no pictures of old action figures or comic books or anything like that. This is just a straight, quick and to the point version of these games. Now, it does offer you the option in the settings to change the border a little bit, maybe add some scan lines and change the controls.
Yeah, and
like
then
that.
you can make the screen size bigger, which is nice. And you can do remote play on your PS Vita, which is still really cool.
Yeah, and this game yields itself very well to that. So anybody who uses that for remote play, some of the bigger games, sometimes because of, you know, I don't know if it's the amount of data or whatever it is, they aren't as stable over Wi-Fi. You know, I tried playing Horizon Zero Dawn a couple weeks ago on it, and it was cool, it was nice that I was able to sit outside and have a cigar and play it, but it was a little chunky.
Yeah.
And this played very, very smooth, so if you have a Vita, that's just a side note worth mentioning. They also added the PlayStation Trophy system.
Which is just a small thing, but I kind of like it because we'll be playing and then like a notification will pop in and it'll be like, oh, that's awesome. I love getting trophies. It makes me feel like I'm a winner.
Yeah, the completionist in this, it always trips that trigger of being able to get those things, so it's really neat. So I guess what it all boils down to, obviously these are great games, they're all-time classics. For viewers out there who are wondering, should they pick this up? Is it worth it?
Yes, you cannot beat the value here. It's $19.99 for two amazing games, and you can play them on modern TVs. I know Sony just announced the PlayStation Classic, and we were hoping that Symphony of the Night was going to be on there, but sadly it wasn't. But now it doesn't matter that it's not on there because I can play this on HDMI, and I can play it on a modern TV, so I don't need it on that collection. This also gives you the opportunity to play Rondo of Blood, which I don't think I've ever played before this collection.
Yeah, with the exception of the remake on the PSP, Rondo of Blood is not the easiest game to obtain in its original state, so that's really neat that it's on here. It's one of the best Castlevania games ever made. I would say if you've got these games laying around, other than ease of use, there's not much to offer here.
Yeah, it's
but for the price, it's hard to beat.
We have Symphony of the Night on PS1, but I just love the ease, and you can play it on modern TV, and like, I don't know, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I would totally agree, especially at that price point. So let's talk about this beer. I know you're really jacked up. You're a huge fan of Toppling Goliath, as am I, but I'd say you're a bigger fan than I am because of their prowess in IPA. So we have a new IPA by them, Fire, Skulls, and Money. What do you think?
It's really good, and it's not like a typical IPA. It's not like super hoppy. It's more of like a citrusy IPA, which Toppling Goliath does such a great job at, and they have such a distinct citrus taste. It's just so good, and there's so much good flavor. This is a really good beer.
It's a very cloudy beer. It's about as cloudy as orange juice. If you can see the glass there on screen, you wouldn't know if we're drinking an IPA or a glass of fresh squeezed OJ. I'm not a big IPA fan. I've said it a lot, and I really enjoy this. It's a very mild IPA with tons of flavors that just kind of burst into motion after you take that first swig. So it's a really good beer. They've done a great job. I think they've set the bar a little high with some of their other American Pale Ales and IPAs. So I don't know if this is, but it's in the conversation. It's really good.
Toppling Goliath, they just keep making it home runs. And like King Sue, that beer's phenomenal. Pseudo Sue, one of my all-time favorites.
Yep.
And now I'm adding this in. Oh, they're just so good. And they're from Iowa. That makes me so proud to be in Iowa.
Yeah, homegrown brew, and they did a fantastic job. If you're ever running through the state for whatever reason, grab something from Toppling Goliath. You're not going to be able to miss. And if you see Fire, Skulls, and Money, it's a very good beer, so you need to check it out. All right, to wrap things up, we know that some undoubtedly will think this is a lazy release by Konami, and they're just kind of fluffing these games out there. We happen to be on the other side of the coin and just know that this is what it is. It's $19.99, it's straight, no chaser. It's Castlevania, just get in and play the damn games. There's no collectible menus, there's no menus of pictures or anything like that. It's just straight up Castlevania.
And it doesn't need all that filler stuff because these are two of the best games in the series and they stand on their own. And it kind of brings me back to the old school gamer in me, and it ties into nostalgia because it's like, back in the day, there was no fillers. You literally just plugged the game in and it started. And that's what this does, and it's awesome, except you can play it on your PS4. So it's the best of both worlds. It's so cheap. I couldn't recommend it enough, and I'm so happy that Konami released this collection.
Yeah, the only other thing I would say is, Konami, let's get a physical release of this so we can pop it in the collection. But otherwise, very happy with it. And it's just Konami's no bullshit approach saying thank you to Castlevania fans on the cheap. So it's a really awesome release. As always, thanks for watching and subscribing to the channel, and you know the drill. Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time on Gaming Off the Grid. Where's my freaking coffee, dude?
Yeah, have me spend.
Yeah, I've been thinking of like, do this in the morning with no coffee, dude.
This collection has
Bundles of wood.
Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. We were presently surprised.
It's not Christmas yet, dude. Mortal Kombat style.
It's Gaming Off the Grid here, and we were pleasantly surprised when our friends over at Konami.
Konami.
Messed it up twice. I saw you looking at Elizabeth, and it ain't gonna fly. No. We were pleasantly surprised when our friends over at Konami. Konami.
Konami.
Oh, piss.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Party foul.